create this book. One book, 3 masterpieces, and maybe a little redo. Let's see what we can make of it. Before you say anything, let's start with a little redo. Because if you've seen my last Create This Book video, you've seen this footage. However, there was loads more footage. Look, you can see me add a little green into the black thingamajig and stuff. And I just could not let it go before I edited it properly and showed it to you properly. So here is me showing you this whole process properly. So if you don't know what I'm on about, feel free to go watch episode 5 of the Create This Book series. I will explain everything about my laptop and its confrontation with a glass of water. And this is my original plan, to put 3 masterpieces in one video. So this is The Sterrennacht by Vincent van Gogh. That translates to A Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. It's really weird to pronounce it the English way. I'm doing only straight lines for this one, as it reminded me a little bit of the brush strokes in A Starry Night. It has loads of little brush strokes, so I thought they can be straight lines. Let's try it. So this is my first masterpiece of today. To create this, I made a sketch first that you can barely see, so don't worry about that. And I'm using Art acrylic paint pens to, color it in. I got a little bit impatient and sloppy, so it's all over my hands. But there you go. This is the final result. I'm actually quite pleased with it. I think it resembles Starry Night quite well. So, but now, being all proud of this, I had to cut it in half and stick it in a book. That was so weird to do. But I'm happy with this first one, so let's move on to the next masterpiece. Create a page of checkers. Now, what are checkers? Right? That is the big question. No, just kidding. But I'm thinking lines intersecting each other, making squares or rectangles or square-ish shapes. So I'm making loads of black lines and filling some of the squares with some very primary colors. Now, some of you might know I'm talking about Piet Mondriaan. I guess it would be Mondriaan in English. It sounds almost the same. His work, at least part of his life, was black lines with colorful blocks. The reason I chose to do a Mondriaan page is because he's not only Dutch, he's also born in my hometown, Amersfoort. So it might be a fun story to tell you that my city sometimes goes mental with all the Mondriaan stuff they do. Like the gate to the city, they wrapped that into a Mondriaan, sheet at some point. Someone has like a Mondriaan bench in front of their house. There's like loads of little things. Oh, they even made like a zebra crossing, which was art, so it wasn't an official zebra crossing. Oh my gosh, it's gone now. It's better, it's gone now. It was so confusing. But yeah, the city goes mental sometimes, but I thought it would be nice to represent Mondriaan in this masterpiece trio. In the meantime, back to the actual page. I'm now done with the black lines and I've started coloring in some of the squares with primary colors. So I've started with blue. I've done 2 squares. For me, with coloring in, there's no rhyme or reason besides, oh, I think this looks good. Also, I'm doing this whole page with acrylic paint. It did make the page go slightly wobbly, but I think it's all right. And I didn't use too much paint on it, so it's not that bad. The 2 yellow blocks are done and I decided to make the last big square red. Also, if you remember, there needs to be a sparkle in every page. That's the rule I made at the beginning of this series. And I thought, this is one page that doesn't really suit like a literal sparkle. So I'm thinking the sparkle behind this page can be the story of how he's from Amersfoort and how my city goes crazy and all that stuff. Because I think that's a nice sparkle to add to a page, but it's sort of behind the scenes. And there we go, we finished another masterpiece. Let me know if you actually know who Mondriaan is, because I don't know how famous he is. I know him because, you know, reasons. But let me know if you actually knew about him. On to the third masterpiece. Create a paint by numbers. Now, this one got me a little bit scared because this seems difficult. So I've got this masterpiece in mind and we're first going to sketch it out. See if you can recognize it or see if you can see anything of the drawing for that matter. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Have a close look. Hold on, you're telling me you can't see anything? I'll zoom in a little bit more. Have a look. Look closely now. You can see something now? Perfect, because now it's time to erase. I'm just kidding. Well, I am erasing, but I'm assuming you could see something. And maybe even recognized it as Meisje met de Parel by Jan Vermeer, otherwise known as Girl with the Pearl Earring. Fun fact, the pearl was actually just 2 strokes of light reflection. So 2 strokes of very light paint, which I'm trying to represent in these 2 squiggles, but I end up changing it. It's not, I'm not sure. But besides that, I'm actually quite pleased with how everything is going. Now, if you want to join me in coloring and painting and all that things, I actually made this a file, so you can join me. Both the coloring page and the paint by numbers is in the description below. This part is where it gets a bit weird and funky because I need to put a line in between every shade. So obviously I'm not going to do like a million shades. I'm picking and choosing some blocks. So it's very clear on what to paint what color later on. I think I end up with about 15-ish colors. And the blocks were going quite well, except for this bit. I got so confused on what line was attached to what so I gave up and I fixed it later on. After the line work was done, I erased all the pencil lines that were still underneath and I made a copy because I wanted to paint on the original, but I also wanted to use the copy to tell you where the numbers were and what color they needed to be, because I'm using watercolor, a cheap one for that. So I knew the numbers would, you know, shine through, and I thought that would be a little bit of a stupid look. So I chose to do it this way. So first I'm coloring in the original, and at the same time I'm putting the colors down on a separate sheet and numbering them and putting them in the second picture. So I'll end up with both. This is me using technology to have a closer look. Okay, Grandma, move on. I'm actually using the lids of those takeout containers, those plastic lids. They are perfect for mixing the colors, and when they dry up, you can just keep them and you can reactivate them because they're watercolors. So that's really handy, especially for this one because I needed so many specific colors and my palette's very cheap. So considering that, I think I did quite well with the colors. I don't know why, but this part of shading in the face, for me, made it a lot better. Don't really know why, but it just did. And I put like an almost black background with a little bit of red tint in it. And I felt that was a really good choice. Now for the sparkle, here they are. Yeah, you can see. I decided to put a very iridescent sparkle on the pearl. So you can hardly see it, but it's there, it's there. Cut everything out, or at least cut the end result out, stuck it in the book together with the paint by numbers, and I'm very pleased with this page. I did not expect it to turn out anything like this, so yay! Here is the first one, the Starry Night. And the Mondriaan piece. And last, we have the girl with the pearl earring. If you want to give this one a go, remember there's a link down in the description where you can just get this for free. So have fun with that. And that's it. My 3 masterpieces are in the book. I really enjoyed this one, so I hope you liked the video and didn't mind the redo too much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!